Welcome back to Doki Doki Literature Club. We're left off telling our poem to Natsuki, and we're just continuing from there, my blind run, so let's continue. I don't really care who I share it to next, but let's just go with Monica? I don't know. Hi, Neco. Having a good time so far? Yeah. Good, glad to hear it. By the way, since you're new and everything, if you ever have any suggestions for the club, like new activities or things we can do better, I'm always listening. Don't be afraid to bring things up, okay? Alright, I'll keep that in mind. Of course, I'll be afraid to bring things up. I'm much better off just going with the flow until I'm more settled. That is how I feel generally. Anyway, want to share your poem with me? It's kind of embarrassing, but I guess I have to. In a weird pose, okay. Don't worry, Neco, we're all a little embarrassed today, you know? But it's that sort of barrier that we'll all learn to get past soon. Yeah, that's true. I hand Monica my poem. I like it, Neco. Really? It's a lot cuter than I expected. Haha. Oh, jeez. Oh, jeez. No. It kind of makes me think of something Natsuki would write. You don't say. And she's a good writer, too. So take that as a compliment. Enough with that goddamn pose. Goddamn tryhard. If you say so. Yep. By any chance, have you read anything by Shel Silverstein? No. Maybe a long time ago. He's famous for telling all kinds of stories in just a few simple words. His poems can be funny, endearing, or even sad. Sounds like a haiku or whatever. And sometimes they're only a few lines long. They might even feel like they're written for kids, but if you think about them, they can express views of the world that would apply to anybody. I see. So you're saying that Natsuki is kind of like that. Sort of. Maybe she's not an expert, but you probably won't find much filler in her poems. They might be easy to write, but they're super challenging to get the meaning through. So I can see why it would be your kind of poem to explore. I'm sure I'll end up trying different things a lot. It could take a while before I feel comfortable doing this. That's okay. I'd love to see you try new things. That's the best way to find the kind of style that suits you. Also, if it's not a little obvious, I'm really tired. I got home from work and I was like, I don't have anything for tomorrow. So I knew I wanted to. I had promised I'd do Doki Doki Literature Club a few days ago. I feel bad about not recording it because my roommate came. It caused complications with him and his sleeping around my ear. So it's just like, whatever. So we're gonna record this. I was gonna do it just like sort of tired and silly, like voice every character and like, that's the way to find the kind of style that suits you. And just like, yes, father. Sort of, you know, like just like, but I don't want to ruin the flow that I've been going with the previous episode. So I'm just gonna sound a little tired, but don't you worry. That's just basically it. Everyone else might be a little biased toward their kinds of styles, but I'll always help you find what suits you the most. Sounds like me and my YouTube channel. I'm going to be biased my own ways. I'm not looking for suggestions in my YouTube channel. Improvements, sure, but I'll always help you. So don't force yourself to write the way everyone else wants you to write. Yeah, I know, right? Seriously. It's not like you have to worry about impressing them or anything. I'm trying to not to make that an analogy for like YouTube and impressing people, but haha. Anyway, do you want to read my poem now? Oh, sure, don't worry, I'm not very good. Oh, you're setting the bar low, are you? You sound pretty confident for someone who claims to not be very good. Well, that's because I have to sound confident. That doesn't mean I always feel that way, you know? I see. Same for me. Let's read it then. Oh, jeez. Hole in wall. It couldn't have been me. See the direction the spackle protrudes. A noisy neighbor, an angry boyfriend, I'll never know. I wasn't home. I peer inside for a clue. No, I can't see. I reel, blind like a film left out in the sun. But it's too late. My retinas. Already scorched with a permanent copy of the meaningless image. It's just a little hole. It wasn't too bright. It was too deep. Stretching forever into everything. A hole of infinite choices. I realize... Whoops. I realize now that I wasn't looking in. I was looking out. And he, on the other side, was looking in. I'll be honest, it's fucking garbage. It's trash. Get this trash out of here. Throw it in the trash! Like, where's the trash can in here? You guys can't see my mouse, but I'm looking around the scene. There's no trash can in this classroom. It's probably behind me. But what do you think? It's very... No, it's just trash. Sorry, I'm not really the right person to ask for feedback. I know, I'm not really good for... I'm very good with feedback if I'm interested. If I'm not interested, I can't come up with feedback. It's okay, yeah, the kind of style has gotten pretty popular. Really? It doesn't seem like there's anything articulate about it at all. But who would I know? I'm not some kind of fucking lyricist or anything. That is, a lot of poems have been putting emphasis on the timing between words and lines. Sounds like laziness to me, honestly. I'd prefer Natsuki's, really. I mean, there's actual deep meaning to it. This doesn't, it just looks like it's like you thought of ideas and you wrote it down and you kept it in rough copy. That's what it feels like. When performed out loud, it can be very powerful. What was the inspiration behind this one? Honestly, I don't give a shit. I really think hers was bad. Really bad. I'm not sure if I know how to put it. I guess you could say I had some kind of epiphany recently. No, I just completely disagree with her. Jesus. Something like that. I'm kind of nervous to talk about deep stuff like that. The poem was not deep. It was not deep. Maybe after all, everyone is better friends with each other. Anyways, here's Monica's writing tip of the day. Sometimes when you're writing a poem or a story, your brain gets too fixated on a specific point. If you try so hard to make it perfect, then you'll never make any progress. Just force yourself to get something down on the paper and tidy it up later. Another way to think about it is this. If you keep your pen in the same spot for too long, you'll just get a big, dark puddle of ink. So just move your hand and go with the flow. That's my advice for today. Thanks for listening. I never asked. But, I mean, it's somewhat true. I mean, usually when I get any kind of epiphany for making quotes, or just recently, yesterday, I think about, bam! I wanted to write, I always had in mind a novel idea or a video game story I wanted to make. And I always had a vague detail of what the story was about and why I really liked it and would love if I could pitch it somehow to a game developer, like Naughty Dog, or I don't know who would handle it well if I really had a choice. Like, if I could have this idea and hand it on a piece of paper and be like, here's my story, please make a game out of it. I don't know who I'd give it to other than like Naughty Dog. But not something I would share yet because I don't know if I'd be actually going... Because there's a possibility, you never know. If either I give the story in hopes it becomes a game, I really like the story I made, or at some later date when I have the energy and motivation, I turn it into an actual adventure novel. I don't know, but I'm keeping to myself just so it doesn't get stolen because it's innovative and I like it. It's just, you can have to take my word for it. So let's see, we're going with Sayori. The Little Pipsqueak. This is a good poem, Neco. Are you sure it's your first time? Of course. Don't judge me. I'm not a writing virgin. It's not that good. Am I the kind of guy who would be writing poems in his spare time? Like, seriously. I guess you're right. That's why it impressed me. Well, to be honest, I was afraid that you wouldn't do it seriously. Or that you wouldn't write one at all. I'm really happy just that you wrote one. It reminds me of how you're really part of the club now. Not to mention the fact that I'm standing in front of you in the club room. Of course, I'm not really into it yet, but that doesn't mean I'll break my promise. See, it's like I said before, Neco. Deep down, you're not selfish at all, you know? Is that a compliment? Trying new things like this for other people, that's something that only really good people do. Thanks, Sayori. I'm not sure if Sayori sees the full picture of my motive here. It's to get laid! Probably. I mean, I don't know what the main character is actually thinking. You don't know if his intentions really are pure or not. Then again, I can't deny that she's part of the reason I joined, knowing how much this means to her and all. Like, why would he care if he has to impress her? I don't even remember if that was explained in the first game. Like, that she basically suckered him into it, and he acted like a beta bitch. Or it's the beta male. Let's not try to get vulgar here or insulting. You basically got suckered into joining it and you just couldn't say no. I don't know. But whatever, if he has such spare time or this kind of idea it can entice him, I don't know, it's up to them. I mean, if this is actually a horror game though, I mean, then it's his fault for being suckered into something so bad, but hey, we'll find out maybe later, who knows. And I'm gonna have to make sure you have lots of fun here, okay? That'll be my way of thanking you. Alright, I'm going to have to hold you to that then. Yay! Now you'll read my poem too, right? Don't worry, I'm really bad at this. Hee hee. Well, yeah, we'll see about that indeed. Is it gonna be trash? Let's see. The sunshine! The way you glow through my blinds in the morning, it makes me feel like you missed me. Kissing my forehead to help me out of bed, making me rub the sleepy from my eyes. Are you asking me to come out and play? Are you trusting me to wish away a rainy day? I look above. The sky is blue. It's a secret, but I trust you too. If it wasn't for you, I could sleep forever, but I'm not mad. I want breakfast! I mean, it sounded like it was good, but then the ending was a little weird with saying, like, what's a secret? What's a secret? And trust who? And who's you supposed to be? The sun? You trust the sun. You pray to the sun god? Does she praise the sun? Why would she be mad? Why did you have to reinforce that she's not mad? I'm questioning everything here. I don't know. Sorry, this is just a guess, but did you wait until this morning to write this? No, just a little bit. You can't answer just a little bit to a yes or no question. I forgot to do it last night. Well, at least that makes me feel a little bit better about myself. Don't be mean. I still tried my best. Yeah. I didn't mean to say it like it was a bad poem. It came out nice, or how should I put it? It sounds just like you. Really? Yeah. Especially that last line, I want breakfast. I made eggs and toast. Even though you're late to school, I guess you could say I want breakfast. It's just a funny play of showing her character, rather than it being a serious poem. So it's like a person that'd be normally laid back and goofy, silly-natured. It's bad to skip breakfast. I get all cranky. Well, I guess there's no point in arguing. Anyway, thanks for showing me. Hee, this was so much fun. Monica's the best. Monica's poem or Monica herself? Monica's. Yeah, but next time we'll forget. And I'm going to write the best poem ever. I guess I'll look forward to it. Let's just move this on so we can at least finish this part. So it doesn't feel like I've been ranting most of it, too. Because I always like stop and then start ranting. So what was your dark... I'm going to be assuming she will show me a poem that will be like the insert to 50 Shades of Grey. Knowing her, I mean, come on. Yuri stares at the poem. A minute passes, more than enough time for her to finish reading. Oh! Sorry. I forgot to start speaking. It's fine, don't force yourself. I'm not. I just need to put my thoughts into words. Hold on. Oh, okay, this is your first time writing a poem, right? Yeah? Why do you ask? I'm just making sure. I guess that it might be after reading through it. Ah, so it's that bad. No! Did I just raise my voice? No, I'm so sorry. Hey, that could be thumbnail material, let's do it. And back to it. Yuri buries her face in her hands. That doesn't look like it's in her hands. Her hands are holding her hair. I couldn't help but notice that it's been several minutes and we really haven't gotten anywhere. It might take Yuri a while to get used to new people. It's fine, I really didn't notice. What were you saying? Right, it's just that there are specific writing habits that are usually typical of new writers, and having been through that myself, I kind of learned to pick up on them. I think the most noticeable thing I recognize in new writers is that they try to make their style very deliberate. In other words, they tend to pick a writing style separate from the topic matter, and they form-fit the two together. The end result is that both the style and expressiveness are weakened. Once Yuri finds her train of thought, it's as if her demeanor totally changes. Her stammering is completely gone, and she sounds like an expert. Of course, that's not something you can be blamed for. There are many different skills and techniques that go into writing even a simple poem. Not just finding them, but building them, but getting them to work together is probably the most challenging part. It might take you some time, but it all comes with practice and learning by example and trying new things. I also hope that everyone else in the club gives you valuable feedback. Natsuki can be a little biased, though. Biased? How? Well, never mind. I shouldn't be talking about people like that. Sorry. It's fine. I'm not sure if Yuri's apologizing to herself, to me, or to Natsuki. Do you mind if I read your poem now? Please do! I'd love to share my thought process behind it. Very analytical. Yuri smiles dreamily, as if it's a rare opportunity for her, which itself is kind of funny. After all, isn't this supposed to be a literature club? Oh, jeez. Ghosts under the light! The tendrils of my hair illuminate beneath the amber glow. Bathing. It must be this one. The last remaining streetlight to have withstood the test of time. The last yet to be replaced by the sickening blue-green hue of the future. I bathe, calm, breathing air of the present but living in the past. The light flickers. I flicker back. Oh! How would I judge it if I were judging? I can't remember the word I would use. No. I don't know if I would just say, Sounds like it's sort of like a try-hard. I don't know. It's like sort of like, you know, it's like a person who really admires like people like, say, Edgar Allan Poe, let's say, and they try really hard to take that style or absorb it into their own and try to be very philosophical. But it's like sort of falls flat. Maybe I'm just really picky and I'm really like a hard critique or hard critic, but it feels try-hard to me, you know? It's like, oh, sophistication, pseudo-intellectualism, oh. You know what I mean? I don't know. I don't like it. Natsuki's was good. For some reasons, the girl I went for first is the one poem who I actually like. All the rest I'm just sort of like, no, it's bad. It's trash. I wouldn't say it's trash, but it's a try-hard poem. I'm sorry I have such terrible handwriting. What? I wasn't thinking that at all. But it took you so long to read. Yeah, I had to squint my eyes because the fucking font. Technically font, but also, you know, the writing stuff, yeah. Ah, well, I just don't read script very often. I actually think your handwriting is pretty. Eh? That's a relief. Also, I like the poem. Even though it's short, it was really descriptive. All the poems were like the exact same goddamn length around. It wasn't too short. I usually write longer poems. Not at all! I'm really glad you like it. I'll be honest, since it's our first time sharing, I wanted to write something a little more mild. If you consider this mild, I don't want to see what the fuck you consider, like, fucking expert level or hardcore mode poem. Something easy to digest, I suppose. Are you to go, Siri? Hoo-hoo! Or actually, I guess if it's the Japanese, it would be more of a hoo-hoo? I don't know, I can't impersonate Japanese voice actors going hoo-hoo. It just sounds like, whenever I try to do it, it sounds like an owl, you know? Actually, the story isn't about a ghost at all. Really? I must have totally missed the point. It's about her, probably. Like, I mean, hair tendrils, not ghost hair tendrils. I suppose you did just glance over it after all. But remember that poet often express their own thoughts, feelings, and experiences in the work. See, it was about her. Jeez. They usually do more than tell a simple story or paint a picture. In this case, perhaps the subject of the poem is only being symbolically compared to a ghost. Lingering in her last remaining place of comfort, unable to let go of the past, oh, and soon to be left with nothing. That's a lot more solemn, putting it that way. I hadn't even thought of that. That's impressive. I'm not impressed. It's nothing really. Well, it makes me happy that you think that. Just remember that it won't be long before you pick up on these things too. And maybe you're right. I guess I'll have to keep trying. I'm counting on you. I think this would be a good time to end and save. It's like the first time I played, October 9th, that was so long ago. It's almost November 9th now. And October 22nd, it's been a while since I played this episode. But I owed it to you! And I made a promise. So I had to get one episode at the very least, because I have so many games I want to play. So, there's that. I saved. Hopefully you enjoyed this episode. That's just basically, I hope you enjoyed this episode. If you did, please leave a like, comment, hit that subscribe button, become a subscriber. Ugh, now something's in my eye again. Why? And hit that bell notification down below for updates on my videos. Thank you for watching, and until the next time. The tents are closed up. I can't find my way in there and be protected, so I'm going to hide in the house. Oh no. It's the killer's notes left behind. The notes read how he's going to kill me. Oh god! No! No! No!